Mom?
Mommy's with the maggots now.
Yeesh, the Deadites are back, and they've left the cabin in the woods for the big city in Evil Dead Rise. New in theaters, it's the fifth Evil Dead movie. Now, original creators Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell only back as producers on this one. So there's an all-new cast. Two estranged sisters and some kids who have to grab the power tools and battle demon possession. Covered in lots of blood and guts.
Ahmed ended up with a price on his head from the Taliban.
We can't intervene.
I am gonna have to get him out myself.
Okay, also in theaters, Jake Gyllenhaal goes back to war for Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. Something different for that director, about an army sergeant and his Afghan interpreter who bond in a war zone.
Of course, the music will be spectacular. Bold.
Also some new stuff in select theaters. Chevalier. True story of the rise and fall of a mixed-race composer in 18th century France with Kelvin Harrison Jr. and Samara Weaving.
We have to show how vulnerable the oil industry is by hitting something big.
Also, How to Blow Up a Pipeline, about a crew of activists who plot to sabotage an oil pipeline. There's To Catch a Killer, cop Shailene Woodley out to stop a serial shooter terrorizing Baltimore.
He gets on that team, everything changes for him.
You need to turn down the rah-rah.
It's also the comedy Somewhere in Queens, directed by and starring Ray Romano as a dad who's way into his teenage son's basketball career with Laurie Metcalf.
I hit you with my car.
What?
And there's the already divisive Beau is Afraid, the director of Hereditary, sending Joaquin Phoenix on a surreal, absurdist, 3-hour-long nightmare odyssey of crippling fear, guilt, and anxiety. Oh boy.
Are you drunk?
Not as much as I was a minute ago.
And then at home on VOD, Steve Zahn meets his estranged daughter. In Gringa, Donnie Yen has a new action flick, Sakra. Dolph Lundgren and Luke Wilson team up for action in The Best Man. And music legend Little Richard gets a documentary, I Am Everything. Oh, and the new Ant-Man, Quantumania, just hit VOD as well.
Welcome to London, Ambassador Wilder.
All right, then we check out streaming, where Kerry Russell has a new show, The Diplomat, on Netflix, who also just added the final season of Better Call Saul, a new nature doc, Chimp Empire, the docuseries How to Get Rich, hey, a new Rachel Lee Cook rom-com, A Tourist Guide to Love, and
It's morphin' time.
a Power Rangers reunion special, once and always.
Mrs. Davis is all-knowing and all-powerful.
All right, the Peacock has a new show, Mrs. Davis, with Betty Gilpin as a nun out to stop an evil AI.
It's impossible to explain this relationship to anyone outside of it.
While the series Dead Ringers, based on the 80s movie with Rachel Weisz. And Rachel Weisz, a shady twin gynecologist, that premieres on Amazon Prime. So does Judy Bloom Forever, a new documentary about that beloved author. Then Hulu has Dear Mama, a docuseries about Tupac Shakur and his mom. Also Quasi. It's a new comedy about a hunchback from Broken Lizard, the guys behind Super Troopers.
Who are you?
CIA.
Oh my God!
And then finally, Chris Evans is shocked to learn that he's fallen in love with a super spy. His Knives Out co-star Ana de Armas in Ghosted, a big new action rom-com movie that is only on Apple TV+. And that's the latest from the director's chair.